Mr. Jadranko Miklec from Croatia. He is Yogacharya, yoga and Ayurvedic therapist, teacher of transcendental meditation and Maharishi's Vedic science. Manoshadi Bhishagacharya, a herbal scientist, president of Institute of Yoga and Ayurveda. He teaches yoga in Europe, America, India and China. He gained knowledge about yoga from Maharishi Mahesh Yogi A.G. Mohan, direct disciple of Shri T. Krishnacharya, Maharishi Swami Devmurti Yogacharya, Dr. Mukund Bhole. He wrote 6 books about yoga. Also, he has experience with the application of yoga and Ayurveda to sports, tennis, football, driver, judo, volleyball, etc. For teaching yoga, Jadranko is cooperating with Maharishi Academy for Vedashiv Vincent Craft, Morarji Desai National Institute of Yoga, India, Bharatiya Vidyapeeth Deemed University, European Yoga Federation, and World Movement for Yoga and Ayurveda.
Yes, dear friends, thank you very much for allowing me to participate in such a glorious conference. And I would like to congratulate to Dr. Vikrant Singh Ji for organizing through the United Consciousness this beautiful event. So I would like to speak about yoga as a path to enliven spirituality in everyone's life and to bring resilience or recovery to the full value of life in everyone's life. So the basic thing when we are born on this planet Earth, from our birth, we start growing and researching about the life around us as a child and trying to relate everything what we see here through the 5 senses with our own life and try to find out what is our relation with everything. But the first thing what comes to us is some very faint question of who I am, from where I come, and what is the purpose of my life. And this is some very basic question for our life. And unless we get the answer for that question, we can never find peace in our life and happiness. Because living unconsciously and thinking that we are something else and having a wrong identity about ourselves is leading us into the wrong direction and bringing suffering and ignorance increasing in our life. So, as a very ancient text from Maharishi Patanjali Yoga Sutras, in the 2nd chapter, Maharishi Patanjali is speaking about kleshas, or what are the obstacles for having ability to know what we are, what is our true nature, and what are the cause of many problems in life. And he calls these qualities like kleshas. So with kleshas, we are born already. So when we are born, we are ignorant about our true nature. And because of that ignorance, so this is avidya. Because of avidya or the ignorance, we are slowly developing wrong identity, feeling of I, but not true value of I, but that asmita value. Asmita as wrong identity. And because of that, we are not aware of our infinite nature of ourself, and which is the Satchit Ananda or eternal bliss consciousness. We start to feel very isolated individual being, and which is in some way surrounded by this world and try to get some life existence and purpose of the life. And we are developing desires as raga And desire is always to be more and more happy. And because of that, we get involved into different interactions, and we are developing different liking to different things and wanting to possess them, to feel happy. But many times that raga is not bringing the fulfillment, and we cannot develop, we cannot fulfill all desires, and then that unfulfilled condition of the desire is bringing us unhappiness. To avoid unhappiness, we are developing to the same object repulsion, or we don't want that. This is dvesha, raga and then dvesha. Raga means I want that, and dvesha means I don't want that anymore. And then we try to diminish the value of what we were wanting because to avoid the suffering. And then abhinivesha is the basic fear of death. It is the urge of survival, which is at the basis of feeling our existence unsecure, and then we want to protect our existence. And this is at a very deep subconscious level, these tendencies, or we can call this as natural urges with which we are born. And this is guiding our life. These are the basic 5 principles which are the basis of our life, and which can cause a lot of problem to us if those qualities, those kleshas come into their very expressed value in our life. Maharishi Patanjali is calling that udara state. This is udara state of the kleshas, means that they are very strongly expressed in our life. It means that ignorance is leading us to the delusion, complete delusion about the life. And then the wrong identity is leading us to the state of egoism. We become very, very egoistic. And the desire, raga, is leading us to the craving. I want that under any cost, something. Whatever comes in our mind, and craving, strong cravings to the things. And then dvesha, this repulsion, it is turning into the hatred, angriness and hatred. And then abhinivesha, it creates a lot of reaction, stress, reaction, fight and flight reaction, because we feel in danger. And then we want to save our existence, and then the body reacts with that fight and flight reaction or the stress. And this is deteriorating our mental and physical health. So when these kleshas come into this very strongly expressed condition, then they become our enemies. These are the main 6 enemies, or shatripus, mentioned in the yoga, which are born from the kleshas. So we are not born with those enemies, we are born with the kleshas. But when those kleshas become very much expressed in our life, then they turn into the inner enemies. And what happens is that we reflect those inner enemies in the outer surrounding. And we start to see those values outside of us and developing even more conflict condition between us and the surrounding and the life around us. So we can see that what is the spirituality? It is realizing what is our true nature, or in another word, saying self-realization. If you remove ignorance, which is the basis of all other kleshas, then all other kleshas will be dismelled automatically. They will not affect anymore our life. And all the values of our life will come to normal. All these inner enemies will go away inside us, and we will start to feel harmony with everything around us, and all positive values will be naturally lived in our life, which are absolutely in accord with the principles of Yama and Niyama, which Maharishi Patanjali is explaining as qualities which are at the basis of the life of the whole universe. And they are called eternal righteousness or Sanatana Dharma. So the purpose of spirituality is that we are able to live Sanatana Dharma, to establish again that righteousness in our life and in the life of the society and the whole world and the whole universe. And to that, and for that, the main thing is self-realization. Come back to your own self. Realize who you are. Then you will get rid of the wrong identity, asmita. And also there will be not unnatural cravings and desires. Desires will be there, but they will be the basis of your actions, which are supporting the life of your own life and the life of the society at the same time. And that avidya, so this is only one thing in which is yoga recommending from any aspect of the yogic knowledge or literature which is mentioning the yoga. It is the Sankhya also is saying the dukkha traya, the three kind of sufferings of what we can experience in our life can be get rid of only through the experience of Purusha. And Purusha is that transcendental self, that part of our life which is unbounded, which is the Satchit Ananda, eternal bliss consciousness. This is the teaching of Sankhya. This is only one solution for all problems in life from the Sankhya. The same thing Maharishi Patanjali says, Tada drashtu svarupe vastanam yogas chitta vritti nirodha. So calm down all activities in your consciousness so that your consciousness can settle down, and the center of your consciousness you can realize, then you can reflect in your consciousness your true nature. Achieving the state of tada drashtu, then the seer or you become established in your true nature. So the same teaching is from Maharishi Patanjali, also from the Rig Veda and any aspect, and also the teaching of Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. He gives one solution to all problems of Arjuna. Nistray Gunyo Bhavarjuna. He was not dealing with so many problems which Arjuna was telling to Lord Krishna in the first chapter. Many different kind of thinking and problems, and he was not able to solve the conflict. But he gives just one instruction after listening him. Just go beyond, transcend, realize your true nature, your own self. And then he says, Yogastah kuru karmani, being established in your own self, then perform action. Then live. So the spirituality is only one thing. Know yourself. And then automatically you are getting that skill to improve all areas, all fields of your own life. So that's why the only purpose of the practice of yoga and the main purpose is to realize your own true nature. And this is one solution for all problems in life. Also, one great master, Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, he was teaching that also many years. One problem for one solution for all problems in life means to transcend, to go beyond and reach transcendental consciousness. And then Yatinam Brahma Bhavati Sarati says, who becomes Yati, who becomes one with that unified field of life, then the intelligence of that unified field of life, or Prakriti, cosmic Prakriti, is taking care of all necessity of your life. And this is the teaching of all great masters, and the teaching also of Jesus Christ and other prophets who were giving that the same message. It is the same message of the spirituality. Know yourself. And for that purpose, yoga is giving us very effortless way to achieve that. What do you need to achieve and realize who you are? Stop being what you are not. Don't identify with all the activities. So you stop all activities in your consciousness and in a natural way. And then when you remain pure, your consciousness remain pure, then it is knowing itself. Then the consciousness comes to its own self-referral state. Otherwise, we are always in the object-referral state. And Patanjali says, vritti sarupyam itaratra. We are all the time identified, sarupyam, with all the experiences which we are getting through the 7 means of experiences, 5 senses, mind, and intellect. So, but once all the vrittis, all the activity is stopped, then the consciousness remains pure, then it is self-referral. Then it knows itself. Only then it is knowing itself, self-referral. So this is the main teaching of yoga. And I would like, if there is any question, answer maybe some question on that topic.
Namaste, Jadranko ji. Thank you very much for insightful discourse on the topic. You rightly brought the importance of inner enemies and how to deal with them in order to establish resilience in life. Thank you for bringing us to a journey of avidya, then asmita, rag, dvesh, and abhinivesha. You also brought yoga, the Gita concept of yoga, and you said that even Jesus said that know thyself. Thank you very much for enlightening talk, Jadranko ji. I'm sure that it will benefit the audience. Thank you. Regards.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
On behalf of United Consciousness, I thank Mr. Jadranko Miklec for coming onto the platform of United Consciousness. Thank you so much.